Hey, welcome back. It's JKB Crochet. Thanks for tuning in on this channel. Now, for the materials, I'll be leading you through on how to make this mesh dress. For the materials, I'll be using a 4.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, and Winter King. It's a 4-ply, medium weight. So let's start. Now, I'll be demonstrating for a size small, okay? And for a size small, I'll be chaining. We're going to start with our foundation chain. I'll be chaining 144 stitches. Now for a size medium, you can go with that as well. For a size large, extra large, you can go with 12 times 16. You should go with that. 12 times 16. Here we're using 12 times 12, 144. So we're going to chain our 144 chains. Medium, you can go with either 12 times 12 or 12 times, no, go with that. I'll meet you when you're done with this. We now have our 144 chains. What we're going to do, first make sure it's on one side. We're going to slip stitch into the very first chain. Make sure your chain is straight. Then slip stitch in the very first stitch. There we are. This is our ring for a size small to medium. And the good thing about this mesh, there is a way it stretches. You can find this can also fit a large. Now, don't do this for a large. They won't be able to move well, you know, walking as if your legs are tied up. We don't want that. So small can do this. Chain 2. In that chain 3. In that very space, add another double crochet. Chain 2. In that very space, this one, add 2 more double crochets. That's a shell. There we are. Now you're going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yarn over. You're going to count 12 stitches here. 1, 2, and in the 12th stitch you're going to make another shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here, place a shell. A shell is a double crochet, another double crochet, chain 2, 2 more double crochets in the very stitch, in the 12th stitch, chain 10. See, now this is what we've created. Chain 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yarn over. Go to the 12th stitch. Count the 12th stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here it is. And place a shell. A shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 more double crochets, 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 more double crochets. This. Okay, you're going to chain 10 again and do that for the rest of these other chains. I'll meet you when you're about to end off this row. I forgot to say, like on the foundation chain, you had to add 6 chains. Hope you saw that, because I wrote it somewhere on the screen that you have to add 6 chains on the foundation so that you are not out of chains when you're going to slip stitch on the last one. So I've chained 10. I'm going to slip stitch. This is the first shell we did. You're going to go ahead and first slip stitch here after chaining your 10. After you also chain in the middle here. And this is how our foundation looks like, our first row. So for the next row, it's going to be quite easier, very easy. Don't forget, we are here. We've been on the first row. We've been making a shell in the 12th stitch, not the 10th stitch. You should check that. That's if your work doesn't add. So chain 3, place a double crochet in that very space. Those are 2 double crochets. Chain 2, add 2 double crochets in that very space. There we have a shell. Sorry, this is out, but in this very chain 2 space. I say now here we're going to be chaining 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yarn over. Go into this chain 2 space here, the next chain 2 space, and put a shell. Don't forget to always check where they are really 10, because the moment you don't make it 10, let me say some will make 8, 7, what, it won't come out well. The results, you won't like it, you won't like them as well. Don't forget to chain 10. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yarn over. Go to the next chain 2 space and place a shell. A shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. I'm going to show you one more time how we add, and I leave you to continue on your own. You're going to be doing this until you get the height of the dress you want. Okay, let me first meet you on the place where we started from. Now here is where we started our row 2 from. So I'm going to chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yarn over. And I'm going to go here in the chain 2 space and place, no, in the chain 2 space. And one more thing, always put a stitch marker on the first, because you might think this is easy to know where the beginning is, but you might end up calling another, let me say here, you might end up saying here is the beginning. So just put a stitch marker, do it for your own. So go and slip stitch. We first slip stitch here between these 2, then we slip stitch in the chain 2 space there. After you chain 3, we've started a new row, and another double crochet, chain 2, yarn over, and go here. We've started our row 3. This marks the beginning of our row 3. So you're going to do this until you have the height you want. I'll be showing you the height I did for mine before we resume to the next. Maybe one more thing I didn't show you is that when we count this, make sure you have an even number. 1, 2, these boxes. Make sure whatever number you have is an even number. Now for me, I have 12 boxes. Okay, that's an even number. So whatever number you have, make sure it's even. Now I have a total of 64 if I'm to count these boxes. 1, 2, 3, because that's the height I wanted. You can always try it on yourself to see the height you want. If I'm to count these boxes, they are 64. Now for the back and front, we're going to start the upper side. I already did this. I'll be showing you how I did it. My dress is not an open back. We are going to be doing this for the front, the back, the front, the back. Okay, let me show you how to do this. Now after making whatever number of rows you've made, I told you I did 64. Okay, these ones which we've been following. Now I'm very sorry for a rainy background, but it's the only time I could get, and unfortunately it had to rain. So we're going to be doing this. Don't worry, I'm going to lead you through. We're going to be doing something like this. This is the boob area, the shoulder, the armpit, the boob, the shoulder. Yeah. So we're going to be pasting it onto this other side, and I'm going to guide you through everything you need to do. So firstly, we are going to first make sure we have, and now if I'm to count my number of columns, I have a total of 16. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This number of chains, these 8 chain spaces, I have 16. Now you're going to divide this according to how you want it to be. So since I have 16, I said let the 3 boxes go for the boob part. Then I'll be skipping 1 here. Then I'll make the 3 boxes to go for the boob part. Then I'll turn. Then the back part, for the armpit, it will have 2 spaces. The armpit. Then the back part will have 2 spaces. The back. Then I skip 1. Then 2 more spaces and the armpit for the back. You're going to see how I'm doing that. If you have 14, you can also change that. Instead of having 3, you can say let me have 2. Since you have only 14, you can have 2 for the boob part. Okay, you can always divide it accordingly. You can even put it in the comment and you tell me how many you have and I divide for you, although you don't have an even number, though yours is an odd number. So let's go. Now this is what I did. You start from anywhere. Just make sure you're counting 3 boxes. Let me skip this. Since I already did this, let me skip this. I already did this part. Let me skip 1. I said I'm skipping 1. Now these 3 boxes will go for the front part. You go into this chain space. This chain to space, that space of the shell. You attach. Chain 3, place another double crochet, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. That's a shell we've been doing throughout. Now instead of chaining 8, we're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, go to the next one, place a shell. A shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Now to come up with something that is like a triangular shape, like here, triangular shape, going on reducing upwards, we reduce the number of chains on each row. Now for this row we've chained 7. For the next row we shall be chaining 6. For the next row 5, like that, reducing 1 at a time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that will come up with something of a triangle shape. Hope that is well understood. So if you've understood that, you can go ahead and just finish this. But if you've not understood, don't worry, let's go together. 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that we are done with this row, we've been chaining 7 for this row. That means for the next row, we are going to chain 6. To turn your work, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, turn your work, chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch here in this space, in this chain to space, chain 3, then do another shell, chain 2, 2 more double crochets. Now since for the last row we chained 7, this row we are chaining 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's how it's going to be. Go to this chain to space. You're going to continue with that until you can only chain 1 instead of these many. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said for this row we are chaining 6. So you're going to continue for the next few rows. This one we've chained 6. The next one we are chaining 5. The next row we are chaining 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll meet you when you're chaining 1. When you're done chaining 1 for the last row. Here I am. I had gone beyond where I should stop. So this is the thing. This is where I am so far. You know, this is where we began this row attaching. We attached around here, where we chained 7. Where we chained, was it 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now after chaining 1 in between here, the next row I didn't chain anything. I just went straight to the other shell space. You get? Okay, let me just rewind this to explain it more. This is what I did for the last row. After the row where I chained 1 here, in this row I just went straight to the shell spaces without chaining anything. That's what I was trying to mean. Chain 2, 2 more double crochets. Okay, and that's where we are right now. Now what you're going to do, chain 1, turn your work, go straight to this shell space and slip stitch, then chain 3, yarn over, insert, place another double crochet. Now we have 2 double crochets. We want to make a shell, chain 2, but we're going to complete the shell in this other chain 2 space. Yarn over, you go to this next shell space and place 2 double crochets, and this is the shell we've created. Remember we said the shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. So yarn over, don't place 2 more double crochets here, no, just yarn over. After placing these 2 double crochets, yarn over, go to this next space and place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets in the next chain 2 space here. So what I can say is this, what I can say is this and this is one shell. These 2, I say 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, that's a shell. Here 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, that's a shell as well. So what you're going to do, you're going to turn your work, no, chain 1, turn our work, slip stitch here, we're going to do a shell, slip stitch, and in this chain 2 space we'll do a shell. Chain 3, place another double crochet, chain 2, place another 2 double crochets in that very chain 2 space, and this is what we've created. Now yarn over, just go straight to this chain 2 space here. This is a chain 2, and do 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 more double crochets. You can see we have these 2 shells now. Your work should be looking like this. If it's not, then there is a problem. Now we're going to continue with these 2 shells. Chain 1, turn our work, slip stitch in this chain 2 space and make a shell in that very space. Chain 2, 2 more double crochets in that very space. Go to the next chain 2 space and place 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. See, this is what we are having now. So far our work looks like this. That's the triangle we wanted. Now we're going to continue until we have 1, 2. This is 1 row. This is a set of shells, another set of shells. We want to make sure we have a total of Let me see here what I did. 1 2 3 4 5. We want to make sure we have a total of 5 rows, and I have 2 so far. So continue until you have 5 sets, then you chain 1 and cut, then we start the back part. Now if you're to look clear, this is what we have. This is the side we've just done. I've just done with you guys. It's like this. So we want, and if you to realize, I have a chain 2 space for the armpits. I mean 1 2 columns for the armpits. Here I've left 1 column. I've done 3 columns for the breast part. Even this side 3 columns for the breast part. Now I'll skip 2 columns for the what? For the armpit. Then the 2 columns at the back will be for the back. The 2 columns. Like what I did here, I did only 2 columns, not 3. These are columns. So you make sure that there is a column free before we start on our back here, which will occupy these 2 columns. Okay, so get your yarn. Okay, now we've chained 1. Now we are going to attach. We said we are leaving a column free, so attach here. Chain 3 to attach, then a double crochet, chain 2, a shell. I said now we're going to be chaining 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. It's not any different from what we've been doing, because you're also going to be reducing the chains by 1 on each new row. So you're going to continue with this until you're chaining only. But don't forget, we are doing it for only 2 columns, 1 and 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yarn over, go to this other. Yarn over, so go to this other last shell and place a shell. See, there are 2 columns we are filling with. Chain 2, see, we're going to continue with these 2 columns. The next column you're going to do 6, then the next row you're going to do 6, then the next row 5, next row 4, chaining 4, next row chaining 3, next row, like that until you don't have to chain anymore, and I'll meet you there. Okay, I'm here whereby I didn't chain anything between these shells. So what I'm going to do lastly, we want to make sure we have 2 shells instead of 3. So I've chained 1, slip stitch into this one, chain 2, chain 3, add another double crochet, chain 2, place another double crochet. So you've literally made a shell. And what you're going to do next, you see this one in the middle, you're going to just go straight to it and make a single crochet in the chain 2 space. See, then you just yarn over and go to this shell 2 space and place a shell. Hope that is understood. And this is what we have. We have the 2 shells now instead of 3. So chain 1, turn your work, slip stitch here, chain 3. You're going to just continue normally. We're now doing 2 columns of the shells. Don't chain anything, go straight to this one, the chain 2 space, and place a shell there. Chain 2, see, this is what you have. Chain 1, turn your work, let me see, we have so far 2 rows of the 2 shells, and we need, let me see what I did here. We actually did 2, so these are enough. The ones we've done, these are enough. After, we're going to join to this other side, to the one with here. We're going to join here. We're going to join using slip stitches. Make sure you join on the wrong side. Which one is my wrong side? I'm going to join from the inside side, since that's my wrong side. And we are literally done. After slip stitching that, we are done. Yeah, so thanks guys for watching. I think to slip stitch you should get a smaller hook so that it doesn't disturb you. Here we are. Let me get, so just go on and slip stitch as usual. Slip stitch and you're done with it. So don't forget to please subscribe, so put a thumbs up if you've liked the video, to comment where necessary, especially if you need help. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. See you next time. I don't know when, but see you next time, as nowadays I'm a bit more busy. I don't know if I'll get time to get another video, but I definitely will. More beautiful stories on the way. Thank you guys for the love and support. JKB Crochets. See you guys. Love you. Bye.